My name is Ted Price. I'm the founder and CEO of Insomniac Games, and we're checking out Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive is a brand new game that we are making. It's an irreverent, stylized, open-world game that has a crazy variety of unconventional weapons that you can use as you're traversing this giant open world. One of the things that we try to do is to change the rules for traditional shooters. And in this game, you're not cowering behind cover, popping up to shoot a couple guys and then moving to the next cover. You're actually vaulting, grinding, bouncing, somersaulting, moving through the city at this hyper velocity. And all the while, you're taking on these hordes of enemies who are pretty vicious, so you want to stay off the ground. But at the same time, you do have this diverse array of weapons to choose from. And these are weapons that are very Insomniac-esque in flavor. We've had a lot of fun creating them. And on top of that, we also have amps. These are the power-ups in the game that allow players to enhance their weapons, enhance their character. And they're crafted in the game as part of the exploration and progression system. First of all, this is a really big city that you're traversing. It's the biggest game we've ever made. And there's a lot of verticality because as a player, we encourage you to get up out of the streets and on top of the buildings to avoid the OD, the overcharged delirium drinkers, who are the mutants who are roaming the streets. But at the same time, it's a very stylized game in that we are bringing color back to shooters. This is a game where we're celebrating the fact that it's not the apocalypse, but the awesome apocalypse, where vibrancy and, again, color and contrast really hit you in the face. It's not just the environments, it's also the effects for the weapons. We went over the top, and there's a lot of I can't even say it, onomatopoeia in the weapons. For example, when you see the Twist of Fate, which is one of our big amps in the game, when you attach it to a weapon and you see its resulting nuclear explosion, you see boom spelled out in the nuclear mushroom. You see crack on the ground when you are using an overhand smash. You see burr when you're using our freeze gun. I mean, all over the place, we are taking a lot of liberties with the art in the game and hopefully providing players with something they simply haven't seen before. This is a very fast-paced game in that we're encouraging velocity. We do want players to hang from telephone wires and grind along the streets, but over the streets. We want them to jump on guardrails and slide along. We want them to bounce on the tops of cars, chaining bounces between cars and umbrellas and awnings on buildings. We want you to wall run. I mean, there's a ton of stuff you can do in this game that keeps you moving. And staying fast, being aggressive in the game is actually rewarded because as you're moving through the city with this hyper agility, you're building up style. And style is important because style activates these amps. And I mentioned them before. They're your crafted additions to your weapons and to your hero. And as you increase style, you activate more and more amps, which gives you more and more abilities in combat. Fizzy is the mascot for Fizco. Fizco is this mega corporation who has developed a new energy drink called Overcharged Delirium XT. And in the game, they're on the verge of releasing it to the world, but they first have a release party in Sunset City, your hometown, and everybody in the town is drinking the drink except for you because you're cleaning up at the party, and people who drink Overcharge actually turn into the OD, the Overcharged Delirium drinkers, these mutants who are intent on not only killing you, but getting their hands on more Overcharge. Fizzy, however, is the mascot who continues to float over the city, and you encounter him as one of the big bosses in the game. And he's a fairly rough around the edges character. But for us, he's been a lot of fun because he's constantly spewing corporate slogans. And we have fun with him because he's a symbol of corporate greed gone too far. One of the things we've done with this game is developed a multiplayer experience called Chaos Squad. This is an experience where 8 players play through the open world together. And this is running on dedicated servers powered by Xbox Live. And it's something that we would have had a lot of trouble doing on the previous generation because it takes a lot of horsepower to make this happen. So when you're in Chaos Squad, you and your 7 friends are going on a wide variety of missions. And as soon as you complete one mission, you get to vote on 2 more missions. And then finish one of those missions, vote on 2 more. Eventually, you end up in something we call night defense, which we're showing here on the floor at E3, where you and your 7 friends are defending these vats of overcharge against marauding OD. But at the end of these big chains of missions culminating in night defense, you actually earn some really cool rewards. It might be weapons, it might be amp recipes, it might be vanity, it might be cash for the game, inside the game. You can take all of those rewards back into the campaign with you, and anything you earn in campaign can be brought over into Chaos Squad. My favorite aspect of making the game is that we at Insomniac have been having a blast. At the very beginning, we had a mantra, and that was fun trumps realism. If it's fun, let's figure out how to get it in the game. We don't need to be photorealistic. We don't need to create this dark, rubble-strewn, brown, gray reality for the apocalypse. We can actually have a lot of fun with this concept of end times. Guys, girls, if you want to express yourself, this is a game to do it. At the very beginning of the game, we let you choose your character. You can choose your gender, your ethnicity, your outfit, your hairstyle, you name it. This is your game, and the story really revolves around you and your travails in the game to uncover what has gone wrong in Sunset City. For us, Sunset Overdrive has been a blast to make because it's us doing something different. At the same time, it's us at Insomniac doing what we love, and that's really pushing stylization, being irreverent, taking a different path when it comes to shooters. So again, if you're interested in a very different experience, check out Sunset Overdrive.